this video, we're talking about something that really boils my blood, and that is theft and dishonesty in the community. Somebody stole over $700 of books from me. Somebody who's been a customer of my store for over a year, somebody who I trusted, which just adds insult to injury. And I want to tie it into some other things that are going on in the community. And just there is a reason that I'm doing this video, not just, negative clickbait. I think it can serve as a good reminder to people to be a good person, and I've got some different points I want to make, so stick with me. But before we hop into it, I want to announce that I'd like to do another old school collectors share their comic book journey video. So if you're an old school collector, somebody who's been in the hobby for decades, who has, a rich history in this hobby, I would love to interview you and have you on the show to just share your collecting journey. I got some really good feedback from the last time, so shoot me an email if that's you. All you need is a webcam and shoot me an email, brycecomics@gmail.com, and we'll get something set up. Also, we do a monthly giveaway here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like, you're entered to win 2 free slabs this month. And if you head over to brycecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter over there, you're entered to win 2 free slabs this month as well. And you also get additional discount codes, deeper discounts, and then the normal code collect10, which is always active. So if you check out brycecomics.com, use code collect10 for 10% off. And we have some new collections coming. By the time you're watching this, they should be rolling in the door. We also have a Whatnot show tomorrow. If you're watching this today, it comes out Friday. We usually do slab shows on Friday on Whatnot at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Giveaways all night. Your chance to win over $1,000 in store credit. Somebody hit it 2 shows ago. They won $1,000 store credit plus 2 giveaways. So use my link down in the description to get $15 towards your first purchase. And we always have books in the Buy It Now for $15. So you can stop by and pick up a free book if you're new to Whatnot. So let's hop into this story here. So there's a customer who's been buying books from me for over a year now, international customer from Germany. I'm not going to completely dox them and, put their first and last name and address, but I do, I have all of that. I know who this person is. But I do want, if he's watching this, I want him to not be able to feel good about himself. Lucas, in Germany, I'm talking to you. You're a piece of garbage. You shouldn't steal from people. And if you want to make it right, reach out to me and we can make amends and make it right. You know what you did. You know you stole books from me and you know that that's not right. So anyways, this Lucas in Germany has bought books from me for over a year, over 9 orders. We've had a lot of back and forth over the years. I went back, to look at the threads to see what is our history with this person. Tons of email threads of us working with him, dealing with him, positive stuff. Like one time, he asked if we could throw in a free copy of one of my store exclusives, and we did. We were like, sure, here you go. So this is a person that wanted to collect a Bryce Comics exclusive, who now has a Bryce Comics exclusive in his collection, knowing that he willfully and purposefully stole $700 worth of books from me. It just blows my mind. What's so shocking about this is that, there's this rich history. It's not like a scammer. This is somebody who, buys books on the regular, is serious about collecting, and has had many positive experiences with our shop. And, being that he's an international customer, every once in a while there's issues with international shipping. It is the most problematic shipping, but we still do it. We ship all over the world, and we have different policies in place, to mitigate issues, stuff that we've learned along the way, which is another thing that I want to mention in this video, is some of the things that we've learned over the years with international shipping. And so what happened was he bought $700 worth of books, and we scheduled a pickup that day, and the carrier came and they picked up the package, and they never scanned the package at the house. Our policy is that all packages, when they're picked up, they need to be scanned here at the house before they go into the truck, because anything can happen. They can get lost. The delivery truck could get in a car accident. Somebody could steal them off the delivery truck. And if they're not scanned, we're not covered, because until they do that first scan, they're technically not in possession of it. And so they didn't scan it when they picked it up, and it never got scanned. So it went to the distribution center and just never got scanned. And so about a week later, Lucas reaches out and says, hey, I'm not seeing any tracking. Did these go out? And we go, yes, they did go out. They were picked up by the carrier. Sometimes, mistakes happen. They don't get scanned. So let's give it some time. But of course, we'll take care of you no matter what. We always take care of our customers. So there's nothing to worry about. So some more time goes by and they still never got scanned. So I reach out to UPS. UPS was like, well, we don't know what to tell you. We don't have it. It never got scanned. If we had it, we would scan it. But one thing that I do want to mention is that this does happen often. And I don't know how it's possible, but it happens often where a package will be picked up by UPS, go through the entire system and get delivered, sometimes never getting a scan. I've had packages delivered, have never been scanned. That's still to this day never been scanned. But luckily in those situations, the customer is an honest person that said, hey, it showed up, still no scan. I've had it other times where it gets scanned delivered, and that's the first and only scan is that it was delivered. So somehow it's possible that it goes through their whole system without ever getting scanned. I've seen it happen often. So just a little tip out there, if you hear a seller sometimes tell you like they picked it up, like give them the benefit of the doubt, just don't rule it out that it is possible that they're telling the truth, because it's happened to me. Anyways, about a month goes by, still no scan, and we reach out to Lucas and say, hey, it looks like it's lost. And so we gave him a full refund, over $700 refund. And he responded, he's like, man, I'm so bummed. I really wanted those books. If they show up, let me know. I'll buy them. And we can do the deal again. I said, great, but it was just a complete loss, $700 loss, because they never scanned it when they left the house. I even have video coverage, because I have surveillance cameras of them taking the package, but it doesn't show the tracking number in the video. And so it's like they picked up a package, but there's no recourse for me because it doesn't show the number. So I never forgot about this. $700 is a big sting. I mean, you start thinking about all the things you can do with $700. I mean, that's like 70 burritos. That's like a year's worth of burritos. I mean, it's a lot of money. And, I just never forgot about it. So a couple months later, I decided to check the tracking, and I checked the tracking, and sure enough, it shows up. It shows up that it was delivered to a pickup location in Germany. So I contact Lucas and I say, hey, good news. The package showed up. It's ready for pickup at this pickup location. I know it's been a long time since you bought these books. I'm just so happy that they showed up. If you're still interested in them, go ahead and pick up the books and just shoot me $500. They were worth over $700. I said, just go pick them up and just shoot me $500. We'll call it good. I thought, I was just happy to get anything back. I would get 50 burritos back out of when I thought I lost 70. But he doesn't respond, and I'm busy and stuff. And so like a couple weeks go by and I remember again, I go, what happened with this? So I look up the tracking and I call UPS and get confirmation that he did pick up the packages. After I sent him the email that they're ready for pickup, he went and picked them up. And I have proof and evidence that he signed for them and that it was him that picked up the books from the pickup location. So I reach out to him again and I say, hey, Lucas, like this can't be right. Like UPS is telling me, has showed me proof of evidence that you picked up these books. Surely you didn't rip me off for $700. Like, tell me this isn't the case. And he just completely ghosts. No response, no nothing, completely ghosts. Doesn't place any more orders since this has happened. And he was regularly making orders. So he deliberately and intentionally made a choice to take these books for free, to steal them from me, and to never order from me again and completely ghost me. That was the choice that he made. He saw an opportunity to get $700 worth of free books and lose a relationship with a dealer in the community and have to just, live with that, yep, I ripped this person off. I now have an enemy in the community. I now have bad juju. It just blows my mind that people would make that choice. I mean, of course, I'm not naive. I know that this world is full of people like that, but this one seems a little different because we had so much history and communication in the past. So it's just a complete loss. It's a complete loss for me because there's no recourse with UPS. The time frames have gone by. I can't file a claim with them. Like, I can't even get the cost of the shipping back from them because it's been too long. It's just a complete loss. So I do have the actual books, and I want to show you what the books are, because these books, by the time you watch this video, hopefully will have been updated by CGC as stolen. Shogun Warriors #1, 98 white. Here's the cert number, 397-227-0003. And then he also, in that order, had Thor 337, 96 newsstand, first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, 408-494-0014. And the last book is Secret Wars 8 and a 94 white, newsstand 209-666-7003. And there was one other book. It was a Spider-Woman 9.8, but we sold multiple copies that month, so I'm not sure which one it was, so I'm not going to report that one stolen. So it was 4 books total, but these are the 3 that for sure were the books that he bought. So, you know, if you are, interested in stuff like this, want to do a little detective work, or, I mean, some people find that kind of thing rewarding or fun or whatever. So one thing I think we can do to tie it back to what's going on with the community, I'm sure many of you have heard what's going on with Hero Restoration, how Mike DeChellis, the owner of Hero Restoration, has been arrested for several counts of fraud and, I think, racketeering and theft and all kinds of crazy, serious charges. He has actually been arrested for defrauding so many people in the community. Absolutely shocking story. I mean, I was absolutely shocked because I had used him for pressing at one time. At one point, early in my career, a lot of you will remember this, some mega grails came through my shop, and I wanted to use the most trustworthy shop that I could find for pressing, and have them completely insured and everything. And that was the shop that I chose. Like, that's how good his reputation was. And he went to the dark side, just like Lucas went to the dark side, was not able to resist the temptation to steal and defraud people. His character, okay, Mike DeChellis' character did not rise to his level of success in the comic book industry, and it resulted in him screwing people over. And that's the crazy thing about this is and just the reminder that I want to put out there to you guys is, make sure that your character is in line with your level of success in life. Just make sure that you have good character. That's it. And so to that point, I want to mention that we have shipped over 15,000 packages just through the website, through the shop. And then we've shipped like another 15,000 through Whatnot. So like a combined like 25 or 30,000 orders fulfilled. And I can count certainly on 2 hands how many times something like this has happened. Maybe even just one hand. I try to forget about it and not keep it in the front of my mind. But that is remarkable, like 10 out of 30,000. So by and large, most things go off without a hitch. Most people in the comic book community, most pressers, most customers, most dealers are decent, honest people. It's just a handful of bad apples, but those bad experiences get all the limelight, and it's for obvious reasons, like people don't want to be defrauded. People don't want to be ripped off. And so anytime it does happen, it gets a lot of attention, whereas all of the deals that go according to plan, there's nothing to talk about. I mean, what I'm not going to make a video saying like, hey, I sold a book today and everything went great. No, it's only when things go wrong. And so keep that in perspective when you hear negative stories like this, when you hear about stuff like Mike and like Lucas, it's the exception and not the rule. And I want to say thank you to my customers, to everyone watching this, because for the most part, the huge, vast majority of you are just outstanding people, incredible people that I've developed relationships over the years, and I couldn't be happier with my customers. It's just every once in a while you get someone who just can't resist the temptation, and don't let $700 be worth more than your integrity. I mean, your integrity should be worth more than $7 million. Seriously, I mean, you only get one set of integrity. You only get one set of values. And if you're going to sell that, because that's essentially what you're doing, when an opportunity, quote unquote, like this comes up where you have the opportunity to rip someone off and get away with it for the most part, I mean, to where like, the only repercussion is going to be you have to live with it, that should matter to you. And I think to most people it does, and for that, I'm grateful. So thank you for sticking with me, for listening to my rant. You know, keep in mind when weird things happen with shipping, it is possible. I mean, another thing that's happened recently with large shipments, with UPS in particular, if I have like 10 boxes going out in the same, you know, collection, like consistently there'll be one box that just gets lost. That Shrum collection, there was one box that took a month, I think, to show up. It wasn't until like a month later, it just shows up on the door one day. And they even said it was lost. UPS like confirmed, they're like, yep, this is lost. Let's start a case. So I opened a case, and then a week later it showed up before we even like settled the case. So weird things do happen in shipping. So give people grace when it's deserved. And thank you once again for sticking with me to the end. Don't forget those monthly giveaways here on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, comment, and like. You're entered to win 2 free slabs. Head over to brycecomics.com. We have new collections coming in. Code Collect10 is always active, but if you sign up for the newsletter while you're there, you'll get access to even better discount codes. I hope to see you tomorrow on Whatnot, where we could forget all about this and do some $1 starts on vintage slabs, do some more giveaways. We're having a ton of fun over there, and I can't thank you guys enough for joining in on the fun. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.